What's up guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today's video I'm doing a Q&A slash get to know me. So I'm excited to do this video. I've gotten a lot of requests for this because recently I put up a question box on my Instagram asking you guys, do you have any questions for me? Anything you want to know specific? Because I've honestly kind of been avoiding to do this video because I know I don't have like a huge channel by any means. I'm still like very new to this, so I was kind of saving this video until later, but I figured that since a lot of you guys were requesting it, I would just do one for you guys. I could probably do this kind of video maybe once or twice a year. That way, if there's anything new going on or just kind of update you guys on things. Before I get into the questions, I just want to give you guys just like some fun facts about me that a lot of people probably don't know. So with that being said, let's go ahead and dive right into the video. Okay, so I live in Washington State. Not going to give the exact location, of course, for privacy reasons, but Washington State is where I live and I love it here. I've lived here my entire life, so I really don't know any different. I've traveled places before, but I just love it here so much, and my husband planned to live here for a very long time. No plans to move anywhere anytime soon at all. My parents are pastors. I'm sure a lot of people watching this from my church, you guys already know. My parents are pastors, my mom sings, and my dad preaches. I actually am in the worship team. I play the piano every other week. We rotate between musicians, but love doing that. I actually used to teach Sunday school as well, but stopped that because I had a baby. Career-wise, I kind of wanted to fill you guys in. So I was homeschooled from age 12, so it's the 7th grade, all the way up until 16 years old, because 16 is when I actually graduated officially. I got my diploma, my high school diploma, and I am so grateful and happy that I got my diploma and finished school young, because I was able to go to work and work pretty much full time and kind of figure out what I wanted to do for my future and things like that. So once I graduated at 16, a few months later, I got my first job at Panera Bread. I was known as the bread girl because my shift was 5 a.m. to 1 p.m. Monday through Friday, and occasionally on Saturdays, but mainly Monday through Friday. I would get there early morning, cut all the bread for the day. I worked there for close to 2 years, and then total shift in job. I was looking for a new job for a long time while I was working there. I just waited until I turned 18 years old. I started working at a laser eye clinic where we did LASIK eye surgery. I was the front desk there. 2 weeks after I got hired there, I got married to Alex, and those 2 years of my life really like flew by so fast, and that's when I started dating Alex too, when I was 16 years old, and that flew by so fast, so much changed. But anyways, after we got married, you know, I took like 2 to 3 weeks off, went back to work, working full-time as a front desk. Loved the job, loved the patients, loved working with everybody. Worked as a front desk for over a year there, and then a position opened up to be a technician, which I immediately wanted. They offered it to me. I didn't even really ask, but they offered it to me right away. They trained me on the job, and I did things like I would do eye measurements, so scan patients' eyes, make sure they were a candidate for LASIK surgery. I would do workups, lots of paperwork, consult them in what LASIK surgery is, what we do, how the process is. And then the coolest part is I was in surgery, operating on the laser for the procedure. So I worked on both lasers. There's 2 different lasers for the procedure, but I was trained in both of them. We worked alongside the surgeon. It was a 3-person team in surgery, and it was just like such a cool experience that like it's literally as cool as it sounds. Like I was in surgery assisting the surgeon in LASIK eye surgery. How many times can I say surgery and surgeon? My goodness. Flash forward a year, I quit my job to be a stay-at-home mom. Now, like not like quit. I still am technically employed by them. I just am on call, so whenever they need an extra hand, you know, I'll come in and help, which is usually anywhere from like 1 to 3 times a month on average. I'll come in and help, and that's usually in surgery, but I mainly stay at home with my baby because that's what's most important to me. So anyways, with all that being said, those fun facts about me, let's go ahead and dive right into the questions you guys asked. So I got some really good questions here. I'm reading them off my laptop here, so sorry if I'm like looking this way. First one is, how did you get into blogging / Instagram? So I've always wanted to do this for I mean, it was literally like my dream. I remember myself being like 12 years old, being like, Mom, I really want to make YouTube videos. And it's just like so funny. Good thing I didn't do it that young, because I would have shared some weird stuff. So I'm glad I started it like 6 months ago. It was a really good decision. Guess how exactly I got into it was, last year I was just like, well, let me just sign up for reward style, you know, just to see if I would get approved. So it's like for affiliate marketing. So anything like links and things like that you guys click on, I actually get a percentage of the sale if you purchase it. And it doesn't cost more or less if you use my links. It just helps me make commission from it, which is totally amazing. Shout out to all you girls that do purchase from my links. I am so freaking grateful for it, because it really does help me a lot continue what I'm doing. I absolutely love doing it as well, so I'm totally grateful for it. I heard that it was kind of hard to get in. I was reading like blog posts about it. They say, yeah, you know, a lot of times people get denied, you probably won't get in. I'm just like, oh, okay. Well, I was like, well, let me just sign up. If it works out, great. If it doesn't, that's okay. Signed up for it. Literally like 4 days later, I got approved, and I was like, whoa. I was literally taken back. I was like, okay, we're starting this. This is real, because, you know, I became a stay-at-home mom, and, you know, I was like, well, I do have like a lot of free time because Nathan naps a lot, and I like to keep myself busy. So I was like, you know, I've always wanted to do this my entire life, and, you know, right now is a really good opportunity because I'm a stay-at-home mom. So I decided to go for it. And then once I got approved, I just started posting on Instagram 3 times a week, just nice and slow at first. I didn't want to just jump right in and just take on too much that I can handle. So slow and steady at first, and then I started building up from there. Then I started YouTube late February as well. And then I've been just kind of building from there as I'm getting used to my schedule. So that's just kind of the story of, you know, how I got into it. And, you know, if anyone is thinking about this, just do it. You really just need to just start posting content to start getting into it. You know, you'll learn along the way. Nobody's perfect, but, you know, if you want to do this, you can also message me on Instagram if you have any specific questions. I'm more than happy to help out you guys, because you guys are here helping me and my channel grow, and I so appreciate it. So I want to help you guys in any way I can. So if you have any questions related to blogging and YouTube and Instagram, just DM me. I know I'm not like super experienced, and I know my audience isn't huge, but the audience that I do have, I love you guys, and, you know, I love engaging with you guys and, you know, sharing valuable content for y'all, and I'm just happy you're here. But anyways, that's how I got into it. Just a quick little story. I can go more in depth with it in another video if you guys want me to, but yeah. Okay, so next question is, when did you start doing this whole social media thing? So technically I started last summer of 2019, July, August. That's when I signed up for Reward Style, and that's when it was pretty much official for me, because I was really serious about it. I'm like, okay, I got accepted. I'm definitely gonna keep going at it. Also tried starting in 2017 in the summertime, but it wasn't the right time for personal reasons, and that's totally okay in my opinion. I was actually glad I waited 2 years until I officially started it, because, you know, it just wasn't the right time, and I really strongly believe that God has a right time in place and for everybody, and that wasn't mine. Now is, and I'm super happy about it. I'm glad I waited a couple more years before I started it, and it's just been a blessing this entire year I've been doing it. So yes, to answer your question, technically last summer of 2019. Next question is, how old are you and what camera do you use to film? Love your videos and style. First, thank you so much for being here. I so appreciate it. And to answer your questions, I am 22 years old, which I know to some people they are pretty surprised, because I mean, I have a baby and I'm married, and if anyone is curious, I got married at 18 years old. I had Nathan at 21. I'm 22, and I'm gonna turn 23 in December 22nd, to be exact. So I'm almost a Christmas baby. To answer the second question, what camera do you use to film? If you notice, I'm not using my phone to read off the questions. I'm actually just using my laptop here. I use my phone to do everything for YouTube. I film, I edit, I post. I mean, everything is done on my phone, and a lot of people are super surprised when I say that, because a lot of people think that you need like fancy equipment to start, and in my opinion, you don't. You really just need a camera, and your phone has that. Especially with iPhones. I don't know about the specs on other phones, but with iPhone, the one that I have, a 7 Plus, which is actually even an older version than ones they have now, it shoots in 4K. So the big cameras that a lot of YouTubers buy, those also shoot in 4K. So the specs are the same. The only difference is with the other cameras you get that blurred background, which I definitely want. But to start, you guys, you literally just need your phone, which has a camera that shoots in the exact same quality, just no blurred background. And honestly, guys, that's all you need. So of course I want to upgrade in the future. I definitely want to make my content high quality, interesting, more interesting. Hopefully it is interesting right now, but more interesting. Just upgrade on things. But for now, to start, for the 5+ months I've been doing this is good. If you guys are thinking about it, also just use your phone. That's really all you need right now. It's also a smart decision, you know, not to invest in a bunch of equipment at first, because you may think that like, oh, I really want to do this, I think I'm gonna really enjoy it, but then you actually get into it and you might hate it. So, you know, it's just good just to start using, you know, what you already have, and if you do enjoy it and it's growing and things like that, just build from there. Next question is, where do you work? So, like I mentioned earlier, I quit my job to be a stay-at-home mom, but I do make an income from YouTube and Instagram and affiliate marketing. So I have like 3 streams of income right now, which is, thank you guys, first of all, because it's because of you. I will occasionally, you know, go to my old job to help, you know, on call, which is about 1 to 3 times a month. I definitely try not to do it that much because I want to be at home with my baby. It's really important for me. Question, I really like this one, is would you ever want to go back to work? And the answer is no. I definitely don't want to, and I'm being totally honest with you guys, because I love how things are right now. I love being a mom. I love being a stay-at-home mom too. I love being with my baby all day, every day. He is the best thing in the world. I am so obsessed with him and in love with him. I want so many more babies because of him. So for my husband and I, our priority is for me to be at home with our baby. And, you know, we've always said that before we even got pregnant and things like that. We actually prepared for it. We're like, okay, if we're gonna have kids, we want, you know, for me to stay home and be with the baby. So, you know, we got ourselves in a situation before we got pregnant to where, you know, I can leave my job full time, and he'll be able to support both of us being at home, which I am so grateful for. Thank you, Alex. Seriously, I know you're watching this. I am so grateful for it. And, you know, I do all this on the side as well during Nathan's naps. I, you know, do YouTube, Instagram, and things like that. So I'm just really happy with how things are right now, that I wouldn't want to go back to work. Yes, I love working. I mean, that's why I also do this. But my priority is to stay home with Nathan. I'm sorry if my voice is getting raspy. It's because I've been talking a lot, and usually like when I film these videos, I talk so much. I have to trim the video down so much. But the next question is the story of how you and your husband met. So it's super simple. We never really had like, oh, nice to meet you moment. We actually just knew each other from church. We didn't really officially start like talking until I was 16. And obviously because we were young, but a lot of people from church will know this already, and if you guys are watching, you already know this, but I had the fattest crush on my husband my entire life. I mean, like, since I've known him. I'm not even kidding. Like, and I'm not ashamed to admit it. Like, I've always had a crush on him. I've always really, really liked him. But yeah, that's how we met. Nothing like magical or crazy. Just kind of like we knew each other from church, and then we started talking more as we got older. And yeah, so we started dating officially when I was 16 years old. Next question is, how long have you been married? So we've been married for around 4 years. We got married on April 24th of 2016. I was 18 years old and he is 22. He was 22, so he's 4 years older than me. Next question, how many kids do you and your hubby want? I've always wanted a large family. I'm very open about it too. You know, I tell people all the time, you know, how many kids do you want? I mean, I'm always open about it. And, you know, I'm not like, we're not set on a specific number. So for example, let's just say 3, like, you know, we're not set on like, we're gonna have 3 kids and that's it. You know, we're just kind of like taking it pretty much one by one, and, you know, we'll just see how it goes. But I would love to have a large family, because after having one, I definitely want a lot more, because being a mom is the best thing in the freaking entire world. I am so grateful for it, and I'm so in love with my son Nathan, and I just want more. I want more so bad. I sound like a crazy person probably saying this, but I love kids. So to answer your question, my husband and I would love to have no more than 5 kids. I think. But, you know, for sure we're gonna have a second one, and then, you know, we'll see about the third, fourth, things like that. So we just take it one by one and see, but I would love to have a large family because it's just like, I love family so much. I love kids, and it's just like, I just want to have a big family. So that's just kind of where my heart's at, and same with Alex as well. So as long as, like, you know, financially we can support having that many children, you know, I definitely want to. This question, I really like this question. How were you growing up as a kid? Being pastor's kid, what were the challenges slash advantages? I love this question, by the way. And for anyone that doesn't know or that's new, my parents are pastors, like I mentioned earlier. So to be honest, my childhood, I'm going to put my coffee down because I feel like I'm going to wave my hands a lot. But to be honest, my childhood was the best childhood ever. Obviously, I don't know, you know, any other childhood. Yeah, I just know with what I experienced, but it was the best childhood. I'm not like pretending or anything. I am being totally honest. My parents are the best parents in the freaking world. I am so forever grateful for them and love them so much. They are my best friends. Like, I love them so much. We hang out with them all the time. We go on vacations together, and they're literally just like my besties. So I'm so grateful for them. I had an amazing childhood, and I am forever grateful to them for that. I don't think there was really like any advantages because, you know, my parents, yes, they were pastors, you know, but pretty much every parent is just like, you know, it's your parent, you know? People obviously look at my parents as like pastors and somebody they look up to. You know, I looked at my parents as my parents just like any other kids do. I guess this is like one of the really cool things about having mom and dad that are pastors is that they have so much wisdom that is freaking crazy. Like, my dad would just like, whenever I would ask him questions or wanted to learn about something, he pounds me with just like so much wisdom. It's like amazing. So I learned so much from them. And for the challenges part, well, I don't think there was really any challenges, to be honest. I thought about this question. I typed it out, and I'm like, and I thought about it, like, what were the challenges? You know, were there challenges being a pastor's daughter? I really can't think of any, to be honest, except for the fact that position my parents are in, people look up to them. And so us as kids, we had to be a good example. Not doing, you know, bad things and stuff like that. Of course, you know, we had our moments and things like that, like all kids do. But we had to like be careful with our actions and words and choices that we made. And guys, it's not to make us look like we're perfect, because nobody is perfect, first of all, okay? I'm definitely not saying this just to, you know, show that like, oh, we're perfect, things like that. Nobody's perfect. But the position my family is in, people look up to us, people look up to my parents more specifically, and you know, what we did as kids affected the entire family. And I think that's true for really any family, even if you're not in the position my parents are in. But, you know, not to just make us look like we're perfect, because we don't want to paint that picture, and we're not trying to paint that picture, but it's that people look up to them and come to them for advice. And so we had to be a good example. We had to make good choices. So there was like I felt like there's probably a little bit more pressure on us versus other kids to be like, you know, make good choices and be really careful. But I really feel like anybody should be like that, being careful with their choices and their actions. And, you know, they just taught us to be the best versions that we can be of ourselves. They let us make mistakes. We learned from them. Just had to be really careful with our actions. I guess that's kind of like what I maybe struggled with. I wouldn't say struggled, but, you know, I always kept in my mind like, oh, be careful. You know, you definitely don't want to make bad choices. You know, guys, trust me, I definitely made terrible choices as a kid. I mean, don't get me wrong. Every kid does. You know, we want to be a good example for people, and I think everybody should be like that. You want to strive to be the best version of yourself and be a really good example for other people to look up to learn from, and things like that. So, yeah, I guess that was the only thing really, because otherwise, I mean, everything was great, to be honest. I'm not sugarcoating it. I loved my childhood so much. My parents are seriously the best. Question is most life-changing event slash circumstance. So 100% having a baby. So that literally turns your world into a whole nother direction. Once you become a parent, you see things differently, you think differently, and it's just so different. But It's not in a bad way, it's actually in a good way. Being a parent is the best thing that has ever happened to my husband and I. It's just like we love being mom and dad. We love it so much and can't wait to have more babies. Next question, I also really like this one. What advice would you give someone my age? So it was just your birthday, the girl who asked this, so happy birthday again. I believe you just turned 20 years old if I'm not mistaken. So I'm not that much older than you. We're pretty much the same age. I mean, I'm 22. But the biggest advice that I could give that really helped me when I was first turned 20 is to start investing. A lot of people don't really think about it this young because it seems so far in the future, but trust me, it makes the biggest difference when you do it as young as possible. So start setting away a certain percentage of money into your retirement, into a Roth IRA, 401k, things like that. So really just, start, because you will thank yourself in the future when you have a lot of money set aside for yourself for retirement and to do things that you enjoy. Applies also for like anybody in their 20s, not just for the specific person that asked the question, but start investing a certain percentage away. There's so many things you can learn from online and resources. Also, of course, working on your career, whether you're going to college and trying to get a degree on something, or if you're going to not go to college and just kind of build yourself up, go up the ladder yourself. I never went to college. I have no desire to go to college. I don't think it's wrong to go to college at all. It's just like I don't need a specific degree to get me to where I want to go in life, but just really try to figure out what you want to do in life. I feel like those are just like the two best advices I could give someone that's in their early 20s. Next question is, last fun thing you've done. 100% going to Hawaii. We actually did this like right before, quarantine. And we literally went like right in the nick of time, because as soon as like we were coming back, like people were like wearing a mask, already talking about like shutting down the country and things like that. So we literally came back in like the nick of time, and I'm so happy we went when we did. It was just such a nice relaxing getaway. I definitely want to go back to Hawaii in the future whenever we can travel again. But yeah, that was the last fun thing we did, and it was so memorable. Next question is, which is actually the last one, favorite moisturizer / skincare product. Honestly, this is so hard to pick. I cannot pick one. I literally can't pick one. But just to be super basic with my basic self, Pond's lotion is my favorite lotion ever. It's a drugstore brand. I have been using it since I was 12. It is literally the best lotion for my face. Like, it's nothing fancy, it's super simple, but it's the only lotion that actually moisturizes and hydrates my skin. All the other ones don't really do anything for my skin. It still leaves it dry, and it's just, Pond's is the best in my opinion, at least for my skin, which my skin is more like normal to dry. So that one is my favorite. If you're looking for any moisturizers, I definitely recommend just try out Pond's. So it's, you can get at the drugstore really anywhere. I just get mine like at Fred Meyer's. So yeah, love that one. Right, so that is it for today's video. I feel like I talked you guys' ear off. I feel like I'm gonna have a lot to cut out from this video because it's probably like over 30 minutes long now. My voice is so raspy. Anyways, if you have any other questions, you can feel free to ask them in the comment section down below. I'll try to answer them for you guys. I hope you enjoyed getting to know me, these fun facts. I can make another video like this maybe in the next 6 months or so, just to kind of update you guys on things. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in my next video. Bye!